Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Beatrice Ajayi. I'm an artist based in Glasgow in Scotland. Welcome to my YouTube. If this is your first time being here, then I would like to say hello. And if you are returning, thank you so much, as I always say, for spending your time with me here on the channel. And I really appreciate it. I'm really grateful for that. I wanted to see what to talk about this week on my topic discussion, as I share with you an art process I had some weeks ago where I decided to try out painting a chameleon. I'm always trying to push myself to try different animals that I haven't done before, so that is a process you see before you. I'm working on my sketchbook and I end up really finding an interesting journey in this process, so come along for that. But at the same time, I will share some discussions and some thoughts that are in my mind in the recent weeks, and in regards to life and life as an artist. You know, we are not oblivious to things going on around us in society, in the world. There are a lot of heartache going on. There's a lot of disasters and all sorts of topics that I could go into, and we all know ourselves what that is. As I'm speaking at this point, to give a reference, this is 2025 in March, and if we've been following the train of everything going on around us in the world, it can be heartbreaking, it can be discouraging, it can actually impact how we as artists engage with our creative side of ourselves. And how do we lay that out before ourselves and still actually have some kind of inspiration to create and have things to say in our art that will be of relevance to ourselves or to others around us? How do we bring beauty out of some of the heartbreaks that we're seeing around us in society and in the world? How do we inspire when we are struggling with inspiration for ourselves? It's not easy at all, and I keep thinking about all these different things. As artists, I feel we have opportunities in our journey to get visions of what it is that we want to create, what it is that we want to share or to bring to life from those visions. And we can also have dreams of, of what we want life to be like, of where we want to be at different times in our lives. And it can be personal, it can be about family, children, it can be about careers. Where do we see ourselves in our creativity? How far do we want this journey to go? And the success of that. It can be in so many areas. We can have health issues that impact our creativity and can limit what we can do and can limit where we can go. Fears about things that are not even real, that can hold us back. But because we have experience that has held us back, we can sometimes actually limit ourselves through those experiences because we can't break out of the pain or the fear or the anxiety or the discouragements that we've had in our lives from friends and family or strangers. So there's so many layers when we come to being artists that we are consistently battling. And I just thought about this looking at this chameleon, as in we are having to adjust ourselves consistently to our environment. Just like this chameleon, we are having to look around us, and is this environment we're in hostile? Is this environment a loving one? Is this one that actually pushes us forward, propels us, takes our hand and pulls us along in encouragement and in a joyful way, in a fun way? We're consistently navigating all these nuances in our creative journey as artists. So I know that I come on here sometimes and I'm talking about specific things that look like it's very pinholed and very specific when it's regarding creativity. And I want to be able to inspire others to search for their creative sides, to engage with it, and to also share their gifts. Because I find that creativity for me is like it's a gift that we have and we wield it and we are supposed to share it. It isn't supposed to stay hidden. Beauty, like we can create, is not supposed to stay hidden. Whatever sphere it is. I mean, from designers who create, clothes or shoes or whatever it is, products, to those who design buildings, landscapes. Our creative sphere is so huge. Creativity is so huge that we're not supposed to keep it hidden. But how do we get inspired to focus on being ourselves, being able to use those gifts to inspire others, to give the message that we were, as far as I'm concerned, born to give in this world that is full of all this heartache and destruction and turmoil? How do we keep ourselves focused on that journey as creative people? It's not easy. We do have to find things that help us to navigate the situations around us. I know that a lot of people, they like to journal, they like to write things down. It's good to do that. I like to talk and I like to dance. There's different ways that I would say I get myself into the space, the headspace, let's say, to be able to be creative. So I think for us, we need to find something that will allow us the space to be able to create. And that's why I feel like at least 10 minutes a day, at least, to be able to dive into a creative space is really important. Because if we are going to make what it is that we make that will inspire others, that is part of us, so it's like we have to do that part as well. It's not like we can live without it. It's going to always gnaw away at us or dig away at our minds if we don't actually engage in our creative side. And so I think we need to actually actively be deliberate in how we approach our creative journey and not just leave it to being, leave it to being dictated to by the things around us. So we're going to have times where something, for example, has happened in family, and we're going to be heartbroken and we're going to mourn, and we're going to have those times where we have joy, where there is something amazing that's happened. Or we're going to have times where we'll see things around us in the world and we can't explain what we're seeing. It's good or it's not good. We have to have a space as creative people to be able to be ourselves and to be able to interpret what it is we're seeing around us. And that will help us personally, because we're not, ignoring what's going on around us. So that's why I think writing things down, I think for every creative person, is the basic. You can write down your thoughts as to how you feel about specific situations. It's good to be able to acknowledge what's in front of you and try and put down your thoughts on paper. I love to do that. I like to write down different things. I, for myself, have my journey that I have of how I get myself focused on my creativity, but also looking at it as a gift. If you can bring joy to people, if you can bring people to a point where they think about what they're doing in their lives in a different way, that they can change direction, for example, if there's something negative that they're doing and you can bring a positive aspect to that, that's what my engagement with people is. I want to be able to add to people's lives and to get them to see the world through my lens and be able to have a different perspective on life than they had before. And for me personally, I think I just want to bring joy. I think that's my main thing. Joy, and also to encourage people to delve into their own creative journey. So I don't know, I feel like I might be rambling on this conversation, but there's just a lot of things that I feel I am thinking about currently with myself personally. I have dreams of where I want my creative journey to go. I have aspirations. I have career-minded thoughts as well. So let's acknowledge everything we all want here. We would all love to have something that we love to do that also still brings us financial comfort or stability. So these realities, I think, are good to think about and to be part of our creative journey. It is part of our creative journey. So yeah, I just thought that that was what I would bring into the conversation today, is just to think about, you know, the dreams and aspirations that we have and how we are impacted by our environment when it comes to our creativity, of the things going on around us in the world, going on around us, maybe at home and our personal walks with, you know, with health. All these things are conversations that are impacting us as creative people. And I have been thinking about that and trying to figure out how to be grateful for myself personally, because there's so many things that I know I have that I don't want my creative journey to be tainted by striving and by a desperation that is being created from my either fears or from what I'm seeing around me, of just so many things of how to keep our balance in our creative journey. It's not easy. I'm acknowledging this now because there's a lot of things that I'm fearful for. Fearful of not being able to achieve the goals I have in my mind, and also being fearful of achieving the goals, because then you have to propel yourself to the next level of what comes after that. So trying not to let that overwhelm me is quite interesting daily struggle. But please do let me know in the comments if you have any thoughts on this yourself. I'll see you guys next week.